Hello, my name is John, and today we'll be talking about blessing and family life. These words are by Reverend Myung. When children become God's princes and princesses, they enter into parent-child relationship with God and inherit everything from Him. When these children marry and attain conjugal oneness based on true love, they form families living in attendance to God, and those families become the foundation of peace and the ideal. Man and woman, each being half of the whole, unite and complete God's ideal love as His partners. God's love appears in the place where the three types of love, the love of parents, of husband and wife, and of children, manifest as one. Where these come together, God is absolutely present for eternity. God is always present where unchanging parental love, unchanging conjugal love, and unchanging filial love dwell. In a household, 3 generations should live together, connecting both vertically and horizontally. When you look for a spouse for your son or daughter, ideally you have in mind a harmonious family with a grandfather and a grandmother, a father and mother, and sons and daughters. When a man looks for a wife, he naturally looks for one who comes from such a family. All men want a wife from such a family. Thus, a man can learn how to relate to people in all positions, how to manage relationships with people above and below, and all around him. In this way, a husband and wife mature and become well-rounded in heart and character. This training in love is what makes the heart grow. You first have to love your parents and your siblings more than anyone else does. If you have a family, you should love each family member in the best possible way. Through this, you become the most beautiful of flowers, with oneness with everyone in your family. Only by doing this can you germinate a perfect seed and bear fruit that represents the universe. Original life comes from such love, and your original value also begins from this indwelling love. In this respect, your loving relationship with your partner determines your value as a person. God is a God of love. The love of such a God reveals itself among us as the love of parents, the love between husband and wife, and the love of children. No matter how great someone may be, if he is a man, he is bound to seek a woman, and if she is a woman, she is bound to seek a man. When they marry each other, they are meant to give birth to children. Love never starts from oneself. Love starts from the other partner. When we do not have a partner, love cannot even begin. When we see human beings as the center, even God becomes a counterpart. A woman is a man's counterpart, and children are counterparts to their parents. Love cannot be realized without counterparts. In the same way, fathers and mothers want to raise their children well and find them good life partners with whom they may become good husbands and wives. If they help their children have good marriages, their families will prosper. After loving others as a brother or sister, when 2 of you become life partners and love each other as husband and wife, you will be glued to each other. As this takes place, you will bear the fruit of the parent's heart and siblings' heart, and perfect the hearts of man and woman. In this way, in oneness, you can go directly to God's love, centered on the ideal of creation. The public law of heaven and earth clarifies the proper positions for the father and mother, the husband and wife, and the son and daughter, and calls us to maintain them. The universe is based on this ideal and fundamental standard. When we are in complete accordance with this principle, we experience joy. But when we cannot align with it, we are unhappy. Again, we are joyful only when we live fully embracing this principle. Whatever conforms to this principle is goodness. A person who builds upon this goodness is a good person. But someone who builds on what is bad undermines goodness and is evil. The ideal world we long for exists for the sake of human beings. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is a world in which we live for the sake of others, knowing how to love people. The kingdom of heaven does not exist apart from us. The world in which we know how to serve and love others is the kingdom of heaven. Where is that place? When we think of this question with reference to our own life experience, we see that it is in the family, where we love others and where we are uplifted. When parents look at their child, even one who is immature and mischievous, with a 0 score on a scale from 1 to 10, and nothing to be proud of, they still love him or her more than anyone else. The family is where love is abundant. It is a place where you are elevated to manifest your infinite value. It is a place where happiness dwells. We absolutely need a home. Without the home as a base of perfect happiness, the nation and world cannot fulfill their purpose. We have to become parents, spouses, and siblings centered on the home God would desire to see. Happiness and discontent both begin from homes and spread out to the nation and world. The home is the beginning point and settlement point that God desires. However, we have not been able to realize the home of God's ideal. Instead, the home is sometimes a place of bad feelings and unhappiness. No one knew that the home, which was to be the base of the greatest happiness, could become the base of despair and distrust. Unhappiness in the family began from the time of Cain and Adam's family. Some people may say that they are satisfied with their work and need nothing more, but that is not true. There may be some fulfillment there, but the workplace connects people through material things. Politics is where people pursue their rights and interests. Even in religion, people seek God in different ways from all directions. Though they may be able to find God, they will not find love. True love can be found only in the family. Someone may be successful in his company, earning vast sums of money and being recognized by many, but if he does not have a loving family, he is an unhappy man. Even if someone goes in the field of politics, becomes a member of parliament, and even the president of his nation, if he has no loving home to which he can return, he will be an unhappy man. Even if someone becomes a famous pastor and a great spiritual leader, who is genuinely loved by the members under his or her wing, that love is not enough. We look for a deeper and more central place of love than that. That place is none other than the family. We should be willing to make sacrifices in order to recover the family. If the father's self-sacrifice saved his family, the children would say, "Father, you have worked so hard." If his sacrifice moved his wife to the very marrow of her bones, she would say, "Oh, my love, I am so grateful to you." This is the way true people are. The individual sacrifices for the family. In a family, the mother makes sacrifices for her husband and children, and the children, to serve one another, giving fully of themselves, will experience God in their midst. The family that can embrace God will eternally remain an ideal family. The kingdom of heaven is a world in which we love all elderly people as we do our parents. We love all humankind as our brothers and sisters, and we love those of our own age as we do our spouse. The kingdom of heaven is the world where we live based on this universal view of people, expressed in the different realms of heart that we experience in the family. A social structure that expands based on families made up of such people is like the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is a global extension of our own family, filled with our brothers and sisters. The family is a training camp that equips people to enter the kingdom of heaven. It is a training ground. The world is inhabited by people just like our grandfathers and grandmothers. If we expand the family, we have the world. The population of this world is composed of people of the age of your mother and father, the age of your spouse, and the age of your children. Therefore, people expand in all directions the training that they received in their families, and live within a realm of love that serves people in all directions, will enter the kingdom of heaven. The family is a training ground that makes it possible for people to go straight to the kingdom of heaven. Our journey through life consists of becoming a son or daughter, a brother or sister, and a husband or a wife who can receive and practice God's love. It is a journey to become a husband or wife and love our sons and daughters from the position of second creators, just as God loved the original man and the original woman. The beginning is love, the process is love, and the end is also love. As a perfect product, after being manufactured according to the specifications of love, we go to the kingdom of heaven. Love is the reason God created man and woman as the ideal of his creation. That is why people who have lived centered on love enter the kingdom of heaven. If you compare the kingdom of heaven to a barn where the harvest is stored, the family is the harvest. A man and a woman who have become husband and wife centered on love enter the kingdom of heaven with their family. When you perfect your home on the earth by creating such a family, your entire hometown will welcome you. You will be a model son or daughter and a model grandson and granddaughter whom God can embrace and love. When you put these teachings into practice in your own family, you will stand in a position from which you can go straight to the heavenly kingdom. When a man relates to a woman and a woman to a man, God wants them to see each other in that way. He wants people to mature to the level that allows not only God, but also all the things of creation to enter the world of human emotions. Only your partner can stand eternally in the position of the owner of your love. A woman is the one who perfects a man. Only a woman makes a man an owner of love, and only a man makes a woman an owner of love. Any other kind of owner is false. There is only one key, one partner, to unlock a person's love, not two. Establishing a family in which God's love and the three great kinds of human love can blossom together is the desire of the world, of humanity, and of the future. The love of a husband and wife is a precious and beautiful thing that can finally spread the fragrances of history in accordance with the principles of heaven and earth and appear as a new flower. We marry to resemble the form of God. God exists with dual characteristics of masculinity and femininity. He is a unified being in whom both characteristics exist together in harmony. Men and women were recreated to reflect the dual characteristics of God. Therefore, man and woman should come together in complete unity and harmony, become like the seed, and return to the state of the original nature of God. People marry to perfect their individual love while at the same time perfecting the love of their partner. Doesn't it feel good to know you marry to perfect both your love and the love of God? Men and women have to marry to prepare the foundation on earth through which God can love. The love of God cannot reside there until man and woman unite together based on the foundation of love. In the final analysis, people marry for the sake of God's love, that is, to possess the love of God. A man should know that the woman standing in front of him is God's daughter and the feminine aspect of humanity. Before she is my wife, she belongs to humankind. Only if you can love her as a woman who is loved by humanity and love her as God's beloved daughter are you qualified to be her husband. Women are the same. Do not think, he is my man. Think of him as God's son and as a man representing all humankind. You have to love and serve him more than humanity does and more than God does. The life of a married person is such that a man and woman who had been alone on their path to seek love abandon that path and stand as complements to each other, comforting each other when they feel lonely, sharing joy together when they feel joy, and giving each other strength during difficulties. In this way, one becomes the right foot and the other the left. One becomes the right hand and the other the left, Together they praised God, saying they are moving forward with God's love superimposed on the theater of their lives. The era in which the blessing is given is the most important time. It is a time when God's wishes can finally be fulfilled and his grief of the past 6,000 years can be resolved. It is also the time when the wishes of Jesus, who came to earth as the Son of God for all of humanity, can be fulfilled. Moreover, it is a moment when people can truly love for the first time since their creation and receive respect, honor, and joy from the rest of creation. On that day, all evil will disappear, and we will usher in a new era with the bright rays of the ascending sun. Nature will rejoice. Everything in the universe will dance with joy. God's reason for creating man and woman and giving them the three great blessings was to complete a family. The three great blessings, that is, to be fruitful, to multiply, and to fill the earth, are not something that an individual can fulfill alone. They can only be fulfilled within a family. Therefore, the family is a secure environment in which individuals can establish themselves. It is the ideal foundation for that. No matter how great a man or a woman may be, there must be a father and mother, a husband and a wife, and brothers and sisters in their family. This video is a production of School of the White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you can reach me through commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you, my beloved.